a central instrument of this network of excellence is what we call the euROBIN weeks, which are weeks of hackathons and competitions. And the goal is to come together as a whole community with almost 30 robots, 200 people, and work together for 1 week towards solving those challenges and organize the competition. So the big advantage is that now you have really some of the coolest robots in Europe and really some of the most advanced scientists, and they spend the whole week together, not only solving the tasks with the robots, but also, of course, having coffee breaks, lunch, having some social events in the evening and discussing over the methods, right? And what we see is that they look at the neighbors, look, how they have solved the task, take inspiration from them. And because we incentivize, you get more points if you use methods from the other team, they start discussing, right? Explaining how their methods work, what's the advantage, what's the disadvantage, and they start exchanging the code. So it's creating a community of humans first, a European community of researchers, and with a goal at the end to have a community of robots as well. So those robots share the knowledge. So if one of the robots was trained to solve a task in one kitchen, you can actually easily transfer that over our repository to another robot, right? That's why at the end we would like not only to network people, but at the end also network robots. A part of the networking among the core partners, so the 31 partners, we have several instruments to open up to the entire scientific community and to the industrial community in Europe. For example, 20% of our funding is dedicated to cascade funding. As I mentioned, we have this code and data repository in which we provided our solutions. Now we invite other partners from industry or from universities, if they have an application which could benefit from these solutions, right, to also download the data and the code and apply it in their systems. On the other side, if there's another university, sometimes even small groups, but with excellent solution in one particular field, for example, recognizing objects for manipulation, right? They can get involved for 1 year into our network. There's a way of applying for funding, and they get funding for one PhD student for 1 year, and that PhD student can choose to join any of the groups of our network and also join our robotics week and participate to that. So we open up with this cascade we open up with this cascade funding to industry, to partner institutions, and both towards the applications and the algorithms.
Okay.
Moreover, we organize every year 3 to 5 summer schools and workshops at the big conferences. We participate in fairs. We have also a brain magnet program where we also invite scholars not only from Europe, but also from other regions of the world to join with a scholarship. And finally, we have an industry dialogue platform where we disseminate the results and look for further applications in industry for our methods. We see that robotics is now developing at a tremendous pace, and this is because the expectation is that robotics will have a similar impact, in the real world, in production, in healthcare, in logistics, as AI is currently having in the internet. And we are facing several challenges in Europe. One of the major challenges is the industrial competitiveness. We face, of course, the big international competition with Asia, with the US, and we have, of course, a shortage of workforce in Europe, so robotics can help there. Then we have the aging society with big challenges in healthcare, in supporting elderly people. Also, we dream of having robots at home which solve all the tasks of household in the future. This is also what robotics promises. And then another application we are looking at is logistics. We have all this delivery we know today, from services where people drive and provide to our homes different goods. I think in the future this will be largely done by flying and rolling robots or even robots with legs, which will bring those things to our homes. Furthermore, robots can help in disaster situations, so like floods and other effects caused by the climate change, earthquakes and so on. So there's a multitude of applications, and we decided to focus on the three areas, so industrial, home and outdoors, because I think they cover more or less all the main areas where robots can help our society in the future. Yes, I mean, we have a big discussion within our community about what's going to happen the next years. We have seen the incredible developments with foundation models, generative models, so ChatGPT. Everyone has noticed how this changed our life and our society. Now, to say it bluntly, we say in robotics we are not chatting, we are acting, right? So we need something like an Act GPT. So a foundation model which helps robots to act in unstructured environments, in our households, well, closer to the way humans do that today. We are still far away. We have good industrial robots in industrial setups. We have in semi-structured environments, robots acting pretty well, but you know, doing the big step towards our homes, towards hospitals, towards open spaces like our streets and our cities, we need this fusion of artificial intelligence and robotics. And we think this is going to happen in the next years. And we think that with our network, we are in the position to, to shape and drive forward this development, providing, a counterbalance to the developments which we have seen on one side in US with a lot of investment on the AI side, on the other side in China, where the developments in hardware are very strong. I think in Europe, we are in a very good position with our heritage, with our companies, startups, providing good hardware. If we succeed to manage this transition to AI and generative models, but also other artificial intelligence methods applied to robotics.